Happy St. Patty's Day, live from Illinois. Got your boy Rob here doing a solo show. Gonna do a couple drafts. I see Mouth is in the chat. What's going on? Mouth is in the house. I'm gonna, you know what? If this doesn't fill up, we can go over to Underdog and hop in one. I just did actually a practice DraftKings first one of the year, and I love the ADPs even more on DraftKings. It's weird because DraftKings is full PPR. But running backs go like crazy. So there's so much wide receiver value in a full PPR, same exact format through receivers and a flex. But let's back out of this, Mouth. Are you down to do one since you're in here? We'll see. This has been stuck on 4. Ironically enough, I was going to start the stream at 9:30, and I click on the DraftKings room because they've been so slow, and it starts up. It says 9. It starts right up. So, all right, let's. I'll back out of this. Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. I want to stay. I want to withdraw my entry. There we go. All right. Let's go Mouth to. Let me know when you're ready because you're going to be a little delayed. The stream's a little delayed. So we're going to go NFL. And anyways, while we're setting this up, Jaylen Waddle, pretty wild. I'm just going to put this graphic up here. Jaylen Waddle was just traded today for essentially a first and a third. And Michael Pittman was traded for a 6th rounder. I know what Michael Pittman was owed a lot of money. They had to restructure his deal. But I agree. Waddle's 1 year younger, possibly a little better. Definitely more of a field stretcher, but how is one guy go for a first and a third and the other go for a 6th? Another reason why the Colts have lost the offseason. All right, Mouth, click on it in 10 seconds. You're 10 seconds delayed. I'm going to click on it in 10. So you click on it now when you hear this. All right, 10 more to start. Cool. We're both in. The thing about Malik Willis, though, that I don't think it matters is he's a quarterback that doesn't need weapons because he's such a mobile threat. And he's fine. He's fine. But, he knew what he was signing up. I'm sure they told him they were in the works of trading Jaylen Waddle. He just wanted that money, man. And this could go really badly for Malik Willis. And I know last year, I think Malik Willis is better than Justin Fields, I think. But the whole upside of drafting Justin Fields last year was he has a cheat code with his legs. And he wasn't going to lose his starting job because it was Tyrod Taylor behind him. He has Quinn Ewers. Malik has Quinn Ewers behind him, who's a younger upstart quarterback. And we were all saying there's no way Justin Fields loses his job. There's no way. And he lost his fucking job. So I still like Malik Willis for fantasy. Now, Devin A-Chain is most certainly on the trading block right now. Because why wouldn't they trade him? Because they're not going to be good for 3 years. And if you keep a guy like A-Chain, he's smaller. He is, I'm not going to call him injury prone, but he has that body type of a guy that would get hurt, especially if you give him this kind of workload. So I think you trade him. If you can get a 2nd round pick from a contender, I'm trying to think who. So I think the Commanders make sense. If the Titans take Jeremiah Love at 5, you can trade A-Chain to the Commanders right now for, I want to say, a 2nd round pick. Do you guys think he could fetch a 2nd round pick? Because Commanders are weirdly in win now mode with Jaden Daniels on that rookie contract. So that makes a lot of sense. All right, Mouth, I think we're in the same one, right? 7 more to start. Let me know if you're in the same one as me. Malik Willis has got to feel ecstatic. Yeah, you know what? He got that money, though, but he has nobody to throw to. And Jalen Tolbert, by the way, if you're drafting any early underdogs or, any best balls, Jalen Tolbert's a guy I'm targeting like crazy. Jalen Tolbert is their number 1. So definitely targeting Jalen Tolbert. Also, one more thing about the Dolphins. Look at this number here. The dead cap hit that they have this year. Unreal, dude. Unreal. That's an entire roster of dead cap. What a bunch of clowns, man. What are they doing? I mean, it's awful. $80 million for 2 quarterbacks to play bad in 2 cities. Dean, yeah, I don't do more than $3, honestly, this time of year. I have about $1,000 best ball budget, and that's not because I couldn't put more in, but my rule of thumb is everyone should play by this if they want to make money in fantasy. Your redraft budget should be 5 times the amount, at least 5 times the amount as your best ball budget, especially if you're playing tournaments. If you're playing the sit and goes, the 12, there's the one league ones where it's just 12 guys, you have to face that one league, then I'm fine with, having more best ball exposure. But 5 times the amount in redraft, because redraft, we're in control of our destiny. We can't get we can get screwed by injuries, but we can overcome injuries. You can't overcome injuries in underdog and in best ball. And best ball is a lot more random than redraft. I do very well in redraft. Best ball in my career, I'm probably around breaking even, because I do a lot of tournaments. And tournaments in best ball are like scratch offs, man. Like, you can win huge. You can win, literally $100,000 on a $3 entry, which you can never do in redraft. But redraft is much more safe. Redraft is like mutual funds, where underdog and best ball is like penny stocks. Like, when they hit, it's awesome, but a lot of times you get nothing back. I use best ball as essentially practice for money, because mock drafts are bullshit. I want to do as many best balls as I can from, let's say March right now, all the way up to the start of the regular season, and really get a feel of the ADP changes and whether I think they're justified. You know what I mean? And you just, by the time, especially if you do an offline draft, like a home league with your buddies with a board, everyone's got their computers out and their fucking notepads. Motherfucker, I go in there with nothing. I know exactly who's there, who's gone, where they should go. It's because I'd already done 400 best balls and say 20 redrafts at that point by the time my major 3 home leagues are drafting. And there's a sense of pride in that. All right, we have 3 more to start here. 3 more to start.
Hey, you ever accidentally masturbate to young pictures of your mom?
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
All right, 2 more to start. Me and Mouth going to go head-to-head here. Dean, if you want to hop over to DraftKings, I don't know if you have an account, but I'll be doing some DraftKings here in the next couple weeks. There's a $10 tournament, a $100 tournament, and a $1 tournament. So I'm going to be filling up all the $1, doing a couple 10s. I have a lot more money on DraftKings. And I actually do prefer DraftKings. It's full PPR, 6 for a passing touchdown, and there's bonuses. So it's less, stacking doesn't matter as much on DraftKings. And I definitely appreciate that, because in these underdog drafts, if you're not stacking, you're not winning. When it starts, I'm cutting out of the chat for focus and fairness. Got to focus to beat the master. Dean, definitely check out DraftKings. And Dean, why are you not in the Discord? I'm gonna spank you a little bit. Why are you not in the Discord? Get in the Discord. We have a lot of redrafts. I can tell you're a degenerate like myself, Mouth, and the rest of the community. We have about 7 redrafts getting ready to get started in terms of organizing them. The dynasty is pretty much full. I don't know if you want to. If we have one spot for the dynasty, we can make it a 14-teamer. That is time is of the essence on that one. I have the 12th pick. Mouth has the 11th pick. Why the fuck are we back to back, Mouth? God damn it. I don't like this. I don't like drafting next to this fucking guy. Anyway, shut up, Mouth. Appreciate you. And we will do another draft after this if we get up to 30 likes, subs, and super chat dollars. And we have 11 likes as well as 5 super chat dollars. So we're already over halfway to the goal. So I can't imagine we don't hit that. All right, buddy. Also, I like the format on DraftKings for the streams. The board shows it's just better. It's colored better. It just looks better. All right, let's see what we got here. Me and Mouth drafting back to back. He's been watching me stream all these. He knows my guys, but also Mouth knows ball. So I don't expect him to take my guys. I swear to God, Mouth, if you take Mason Taylor, I will fly to New York or drive to New York and set your beard on fire or something, or your pubes. I don't know. Something like that. Nothing crazy. And of course, it's working. So whenever I do the streams, when I have a guest on and I try doing a best ball, it always fucks up. Maybe it's Ray. We can just blame Ray. All right. 8 picks. I like having back-to-back, though, because it gives me a chance to kind of talk and play some random clips for you guys, which we love.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
I'm always looking for Jack Doyle. So anyway, what do you guys think in the chat about the Jaylen Waddle trade? I like it for his fantasy value. I'll say this. I love it for Bo Nix fantasy value. But in terms of the compensation that they gave up, I mean, the Broncos literally had done nothing in free agency, so it's nice that they made a move. They needed it too because he pairs really well with Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton's a man beater. Jaylen Waddle actually has, I think it was top 7 wide receiver numbers against zone. So you would think Jaylen Waddle is more of a man beater because he's so fast, but he excels against the zone in those underneath routes. Maybe that's a product of Tyreek Hill taking the top off the defense. Remains to be seen, but he did play a majority of last year without Tyreek Hill and did pretty decent. So we're going to have... Ugh. Gross, dude. This is gross. So fuck you for taking Cook. We're going to taking Jefferson now that Kyler's firmly entrenched. I'm going to take Hampton. Don't like it. You're going to have to take A-Chain. He's going to have to take A-Chain. Or does he go frisky with Saquon Barkley or K9? There goes A-Chain. So Mouth has a Cook A-Chain. I started off with Hampton and Jefferson. Don't like that one bit, to be honest. All good. All good in the hood. Jeremiah Love at 15. Yeah, I get that. And Michael Pittman has a much higher number, but is that worth the difference between a first and a third compared to a 6th-round pick? Like, Cap can be fucking finagled, man. I know not on those players necessarily, but they can fix the cap. Like, draft capital, in my mind, is more important than cap. And then players. Yes, I'd rather have Jaylen Waddle in a vacuum than Michael Pittman. I think Michael Pittman is pretty beat up. You know, he's been pretty beat up through his career, but he also is not the mark of health. And Michael Pittman has shown us one thing. He plays through injuries. And Jaylen Waddle does not play through injuries, whether that's mid-game, hurting his shoulder and sitting out the rest of the game, which happens. It's called the T. Higgins, or he just gets hurt every year. He's tiny. So, yes, I prefer Jaylen Waddle, but for the price, give me Michael Pittman. I know the thing is Michael Pittman would not have worked with the Broncos. They need speed. Absolutely, Dean. And also the Colts are not Chris Ballard's a moron. So like the Colts are not a professionally run organization. Hence the fact all their free agency focus is on 2 players they already had in-house, and they paid so much money to Alec Pierce and Daniel Jones. So like they do dumb things. They drafted Anthony Richardson higher than everyone would have. So like they must not have shopped Michael Pittman around. They just want to get him off the books, which is fine and all, but like getting a 6th-round pick for a Pro Bowl caliber player, that's like they're literally 1 year apart. Michael Pittman was 2020 draft or 2019 draft, and Waddle was 2020 or whatever it was. They were 1 year apart drafted. So they're 29, is 28 and 27. So they're going to be 29 and 28 respectively when the season starts. So again, I don't like the value there, but you know what? The Broncos are in a unique position of win now. And they don't need all those picks because their defense is pretty set in stone. They needed a weapon, and they didn't address the running back room, which is weird because all you heard was they were going to address the running back room, and they brought back J.K. Dobbins, which is not addressing the running back room. But, Bo Nix is sneaky for fantasy, especially where he's going. Take a look where I think he's going like quarterback 14. Quarterback 15 right now for Bo Nix. He's not going to move up. I can't see him passing Stafford or Purdy. So that's good value right there, man. He had 400 yards rushing. Was it like 400 yards and 5 touchdowns rushing last year? So he gives you a lot in the ground. He just has a lot of those inconsistent games, but for best ball, I don't care. Like he gets you those spike weeks. Redraft, am I going to trust the guy as my starter? Even if it's a super flex league? I mean, you could do worse, but Jared Goff is going around that range. I prefer him just because he's so much safer. All right, up in 3 picks. There goes the running backs, which I need. I don't like any of these guys. Gross. All right. Gnarly. Mouth needs wide receivers too. There goes Tet. So we're going to take T. Higgins and we're going to take Garrett Wilson. See who Mouth takes. I can try to predict who he takes. He's not going to take Rice. He might take Lamar. No, too early for Lamar. He might take Ladd. Zay Flowers. All right. Nice pick, Mouth. So he's got a 2-2 build. Tet, Flowers, Cook, A-Chain. I have a 1-3 build with Hampton, Jefferson, Higgins, and Garrett Wilson. Gonna have to make up running back here pretty soon. Oh, look at Bayshell Tootin, dude. ADP 57. That is gross. If you guys have not seen the last couple shows, I rewatched all of Bayshell Tootin's film, and I was left wanting a lot more. That was not impressive to me at all. No, it wasn't great.
I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
Yeah, Bayshell Tootin used to fuck a lot of guys in prison. That's what I hear.
Excuse me, sir. This is private property. What are you doing?
Just taking it all in.
You're staring at my daughter's bedroom.
She's really grown into her body. This is going to be a fun summer for her.
There goes Mike Evans at 41. That's the earliest I've seen him go. That makes sense. Head of Ladd, Rashee Rice, Devonta Smith. Jaylen Waddle at 46. So that was he was typically going mid-50s last couple drafts I'd done. So he's going to be a riser. Man. Quarterbacks available. These running backs fall off fucking fast, dude. All right. Keep on pounding those questions in, comments. I will get to those. I have the 12th pick, so I have quite a bit of break time here in between picks. Let me know what you want to talk about, what you're concerned with. Personal questions. It is St. Patty's Day. I've been drinking. Shocker to all you guys in the audience. I know. Took a couple days off from drinking, though. Took a couple days off from the pod. I took 2 nights off, man. I think I haven't taken 2 consecutive nights off since I started this shit in August. Felt good. Got some sleep. Hung out with the wife. You know, it was enjoyable. I was gonna take tonight off, but I figured she's got to work in the morning. What am I gonna do? Play with my dick? I mean, I can do that after the stream. So, Travion Henderson at 54. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. See what Mouth does. We have kind of a different build at least, which I am happy with. He's not going to be snaking my players. The positions I'm targeting. Parker Washington at 56. Holy shit. Holy shit. What's going on here? Jaden Daniels is available. Tyler Warren's available. I know what Mouth's going to do. I know it. I knew it. I knew he was going to do that. Fuck. We're going to go upside here. Brian Thomas. We're going to go Marvin Harrison. Just going to keep on stacking this receiver room and then pound running back later. Oh, I really wanted Roma Dunze, bro. Yeah, Dean, I've checked all the stats and in terms of trends of how the Best Ball Mania, just mostly how the tournament winners, not just Best Ball Mania, just in general, year to year, how the tournament winners do it. And early running back has worked out really well the last couple of years because all the early running backs have stayed healthy and crushed. I'm talking about Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley 2 years ago, and then late stacks, very late stacks. Late quarterback always dominates because there's been some. Like Matt Stafford last year was awesome. Tom Brady, going back to the time when he was playing with the Bucks, he went crazy. So there's always a couple late quarterbacks that go off, and that's a huge, huge advantage. And late tight end as well. There's always a couple of those guys. So I think it's wide receiver and running back early. That's what I like to do. I like to fill my onesie positions late. And I'm still pissed that Mouth took Rome Odunze. That's it was a justified pick. Just pretty pissed, and I kind of want to fight him right now.
You stupid fuck! Go buy some sandals! Hey, go buy some sandals! You want to fight? I'll fight you. Fight! I haven't fought in 10 years. I'm fighting you. What you got? What you got? Let's see. Throw down, bitch. Throw down, bitch.
I have to stack so many shit running backs in this team. We'll go to the board here. So I took Hampton in the second round. I have 5 receivers and 1 running back. Mouth has Cook, A-Chain, Swift, Odunze, Flowers, and McMillan. He's got a very balanced team. We both don't have any onesies, which kind of sucks, is that we're going to fucking be battling against each other for those onesies later on. Dude, Justin Long's fucking GOAT, man. My favorite Justin Long performance, I think the best Justin Long performance, it's a cameo. It's Zach and Miri make a porno, and he plays a gay adult film star in the reunion, in the high school reunion, and it's fucking unreal. It is out of control. It's like 6 minutes long. Check it out on YouTube if you like Justin Long. It's him and Seth Rogen, and Seth Rogen's reactions to what he's saying is just fucking awesome. Epic. Pretty good movie, too. The ending, it's the same as all like the Judd Apatow type movies, those comedies. The first hour and 10 minutes is awesome. The last 30 minutes just suck. It's just like it's too much of a love story. But yeah, the first hour of Zach and Miri is pretty goddamn good. I also love Elizabeth Banks. She is an underrated hottie. Super cool, too. A chick I could take home and hang out with. Not just bang, but I'd also bang her. Hot take, I'd bang Elizabeth Banks. I mean, not now. I can't. I'm married. But, if I wasn't. All right. Onesies are going. All my Q is gone. There's some dudes there. Ricky P's available. Can't take him, though. Oh, what quarterbacks do I have in play here? Brissett, Lawrence, Gino. Joe Burrow's gone. Kyler is going. Kyler is shooting up draft boards, guys. He is quarterback 19. When I started doing these, Kyler was going quarterback 25. And I was getting him in every league. And now I'm just like, I'm not taking Kyler. I'll take him at quarterback 19. But did someone take Chuba Hubbard? Jesus. Now I can't even take a running back here. This is fucking great. We're going to go ahead and take Trevor Lawrence, pair him up with Brian Thomas, and then I'm going to still wait. We're going to still be pounding this receiver spot. I have 6. This is going to be a 7 receiver team. That's it. 7 receivers. God, the running backs getting butt fucked over here. What's going on, Wally? Wally in the house? Wally in the house. There goes Tucker Kraft. My Tucker. All right, so I like this, though. You need wide receivers. I have 6. You have 3. So we're not going to overlap too much there. Me and Mouth are currently drafting against each other. Back-to-back, of course. Back-to-back picks, which not a fan of. I want him to be at the other end of the fucking board. I could have taken Tucker. I love Tucker Kraft, guys. Just that injury and just in best ball, I like to wait and just take 3 of my guys late. Unfortunately, now I need to take tight ends and running backs consecutively in the next 5 rounds. I have to take 3 running backs in the next 5 rounds. There goes the quarterbacks. Miles going to have to take a quarterback the next round. All right. Guys, we will pop in another one after this. We got to hit the goal of 30 super chat dollars, likes, and subs on this stream, and we will fire up another one right after this. Let's see. Yep, here it is. We need 30 total super chat dollars, subscribers, and likes, and we will fire up another one. We have 13 likes. We have 0 subs somehow, and then 5 super chat dollars. We have 18 of 30. We need 12 more. And let's not have Mouth fund this operation. He does that far too much. He's a co-host of the show. Guy's still funding the operation. Jets or Malik Neighbors? That's a really, really tough one, man. I am still a little concerned with Neighbors' progress after the ACL. I mean, I'm not worried about his week 1 availability, but I'm going to take Justin Jefferson just because it's Justin Jefferson, and I do trust Kyler a little bit, but it's close. It is close. I think I would take Neighbors in redraft, and I will take Justin Jefferson in best ball because Justin Jefferson never gets hurt. He's had a quad injury and a hamstring injury, tiny ones in his 6-year career. Neighbors has been banged up. He didn't miss a lot of games his rookie year. He was always banged up. So, I don't like guys that are injury risk in best ball. I need guys playing because I can't sub them out of my lineup. And I need my first-round pick to be available. J.K. Dobbins at 102. Holy shnikes. All right, so there's some quarterbacks available for Mouth. There is some shit running backs available for me. Matthew Golden's available. Gatson. No! Fucking guy took Sam Laporta. You sack of shit. You sack of shit. God damn it. Oh, this is gross. This is so gross. Oh my God. This is the worst team ever. I'm not going to have any running backs. So thanks a lot for that. This fucking asshole, Kenneth Gainwell. That's who I wanted. And now I'm stuck in garbage land here. This is fucked. Taking Jadarian Price. And I'm going to take, I guess I'm going to take Jordan Mason. This is fucking terrible. Sometimes you wait a little too long, boys, and that's what happened. This is fucking doomsday. Kenneth Gainwell would have been perfect for me. And did not happen. Jordan Love. Nice picks, Mouth. Nice picks. Okay. I keep on pounding this. I really wanted Sam Laporta. Best Ball Mania 2 winner had Noah Fant and Mike Gesicki tight end. I got to check their playoff week stats. Best Ball Mania 2 would have been, what is that? 6 years ago? 5 years ago? Gesicki had a blow-up game. I remember specifically a 9-catch game. Wally with the Waddle trade, A-Chain is the only weapon on offense. Do you think his production will go up or stay the same? Well, at this point, his pass game involvement is going to go through the roof. Here's the issue with that, Wally, is I would not be surprised if he's traded. Yeah, Jordan Mason is you. This is half PPR, though, so at least he could fall into. With Aaron Jones being the only guy there, they're going to bring someone else in, but their offense will be better. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I think A-Chain gets traded, man. So, and he could actually go to the Vikings. That would be a spot for Devin A-Chain. I don't know why they'd keep him. Like, what are they doing? What are they going to hold on to him for? I mean, what's the upside? You're not winning in the next 3 years. So A-Chain's a trade target for a lot of teams. I think they would do it for a second rounder. If that's too rich, maybe, but he's a dynamic weapon. So what's going on? We got Jason in the chat. Miss you too, my dude. How's the golf game, bro? You've been golfing a fuckload. We had negative temperatures here. I played 2 rounds already in February and early March, and it was in the 70s. And now we just got 3 inches of snow, and it was wind chill -5 yesterday and 0 today. Fucking nuts, dude. Fucking nuts. All right, well, I got to take another running back, and this is disgusting, so Rico would have been golden, dude, for you guys. I think they somehow like Jordan Mason. I don't know why they do. But they do. I'm going to play a clip real quick and grab a brewski. So give me a second, and I'm going to grab a brewski.
It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
All right. So there's this team. I mean, I love the receivers in this team, but Jadarian Price, I have no idea. I hope he goes to the Lions. Think he could beat out Isaiah Pacheco there, but not a lot of good options. Mouth has 4. This is gross. There's a lot of rookies on here. I just can't take. I mean, maybe I could take a bunch of rookies. Yeah, that sums it up. With us talking so much shit about JJ McCarthy, and that's how you feel about it. And you know what? He did to himself, man. Brenton Strange, Dallas Goedert. I take Tracy, and we're gonna take CJ Stroud. Let's take CJ Stroud. Quarterbacks, running backs are trash. Receivers are balling. That Ricky Pearsall pick was probably unnecessary. That's probably the one that did me in. I should have taken a running back there. So, gross. Still some backs available that I don't mind. Might have to be a 7 running back team, though, with what I did. That's fine. Just take the value, take the guys. Jordan Mason was not a value. Yeah, Wally, I think Storey's pretty high on Mendoza. We see him as a ultimate floor play. I don't want to throw out Joe Burrow comps. I see my comp for him as a souped up, better version of Kirk Cousins. Now, I know that doesn't sound awesome, but he's tall. He's athletic. Kirk Cousins was pretty athletic early in his career. So I like him, man. I think he's one of the most pro-ready quarterbacks. Like, remember all the fucking love that Trevor Lawrence got about being generational? Like, okay, that may be so, and maybe we're trying to see, kind of seeing it now. Trevor Lawrence was not necessarily pro-ready based on the system he was running in college, based on some of his inconsistencies. Like, I don't see a lot of that in Mendoza's game. I don't know what the hole is. His arm isn't amazing, but, like, dude, Andrew Luck's arm wasn't insane either. Like, there's only so many Josh Allens, Patrick Mahomes, Caleb Williams out there. Like, Mendoza has more than enough arm strength, if you ask me. So I like them, and I also like what the Raiders are doing, man. I wish the Max Crosby trade went through for them, or they trade him again to get 2 firsts, because they can really build this thing from the inside out properly. Because that's just huge, man. And especially with a 1 next year, next year's draft is going to be fucking balling, man. And they're going to have a very, very high pick in next year's draft on their own accord. And if they can get even like a top 20 pick from somebody else for next year, along with another first this year, which has some decent depth. I feel like the back end of the first round it's not that top heavy. This year's draft is not very top heavy, specifically in the skill position players. You take away Jeremiah Love, and like, I don't like any of the top 3 receivers. I like Jordan Tyson, but he's injury prone, and like Carnell Tate, I'm not a fan of. Lemon, I'm really souring on watching his film back. So after that, I feel like receiver 4 through receiver 14, you could tell me any order they go in, I wouldn't be surprised. And then running back, they don't need a running back, I guess, but like there's only a couple guys. It's literally one guy and then a top 5 after that that's questionable. Don't need that. Mark Andrews. Let's see here. Josh Downs, nice pick. Nice pick. He takes Woody Marks, that piece of shit. I'm going to take Jonathan Brooks then, bitch. Oh, I'm up again, huh? We're going to go ahead and take Mark Andrews, who got paid. He's going to catch some touchdowns. take a look at the squad here. Lawrence, CJ Stroud. I need one more because that is not great. Hampton, Price, Mason, Tracy, Brooks. That is garbage. But the receiver room is elite. Jefferson, Higgins, Wilson, Thomas, Harrison, Pearsall, and Mark Andrews. This is far from one of my favorite teams. I think Mouth might have me on this one. We'll see how we finish out. Stafford and Love, so similar quarterback room. I'll give him the edge on that one. Cook, A-Chain, Swift, Warren, Marks, Tet, Flowers, Adunze, Concepcion, Downs, Tyreek Hill, and then Tucker Kraft. Get back to the board here. Travis Hunter at pick 160. What is that? We'll go through and do some grades on the teams after this, guys. We still need 14. We still need 11 to meet the goal, gentlemen. And I'll pop in another draft after this. You have a little bit of time. 11 to meet the goal. And we will do another draft. I'll try to hop over to DraftKings, or we'll just do another one of these guys. So there we go. We have 19 so far out of 30. Brissett, Mendoza. There goes the quarterbacks. Oh, I definitely fudged this one up. Fuck. That's my running back room right now. That clip right there sums up my running back room. It's all good. And also to answer your question, Wally, April is approaching, so we'll be doing a lot of NFL draft deep dive stuff coming up probably the first week of April, all the way through the draft. We'll have some pretty big coverage here of the NFL draft. Isaac Tesla at 169. That is a lot higher than I've seen him go. So what's available here? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Boy, do I still need some running backs. Take one of these receivers, though. Oh, gross. Gross. There goes Emmanuel Wilson. I was going to take him. Fuck your butt. Still need two more running backs here. I don't like any of them, to be honest. I don't like any of them. You know what? I have a plan. We're going to take Calvin Ridley to finish off the wide receiver room. And we're going to reach a little bit for Mason Taylor because I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for my life to be over. My guy, I can't leave a draft without Mason Taylor. He is my number one PP so far. My dude. We got Dakota in the chat. He's a valued professional fanatic on the Patreon. What's going on, brother? Is Grandma's Boy the best cult classic of the 21st century? Oh, man. Cult classic is kind of a loaded term, but it is very unknown for how great it is. And probably, man, probably. Ray loves Strange Wilderness, which is kind of the same thing, just based on nature documentary opposed to video games. Grandma's Boy is definitely a better movie than that. It's not going to be one of my favorites of all time, where I put a movie like The Burbs in there, but I do enjoy Grandma's Boy. Nick Swartzen's fucking awesome. Give me some other names, Dakota, since I can't really think off the top of my head, since you're kind of pigeonholing it down to like the 21st century. So give me a couple more names, and I will think it out aloud here. All right, 15 likes. We need 10 more super chats, likes, or subs to the video, and we will do another draft after this. Otherwise, I'm doing another one. I'm doing another one of these shows tomorrow, and then we have Mike Storey coming on Thursday. We have Tom TD, one of the newest co-hosts, coming on Friday. Big Ray for Saturday. So pretty packed rest of the week. Took a couple days off. feeling refreshed, feeling a little buzzed. Trey Benson, pick 189. There goes Geno Smith. I do need one more quarterback. You got the Falcons quarterbacks, though, Penix and Tua. Who would you guys rather own? Penix or Tua in a best ball? Where it appears that Tua is probably going to start the year because Penix won't be ready. I feel like they like Penix more. Ooh, Donnie Darko. I like Donnie Darko. I see why people don't like it because it's confusing. I'm a big Gyllenhaal fan, but I'm going to say I prefer Grandma's Boy. Hard to compare those two movies, but I prefer Grandma's Boy. Okay. Time for running backs. And this list is disgusting. This is just gross. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers here. Go to the board. Check out Mouth's team here. Kamara, Mitchell, Tyreek. I like the Adonai Mitchell pick. I just can't believe Calvin Ridley's going so late. I know he's burned everyone's buttholes, but Calvin Ridley's a fine player still. There goes Kate Otten. This guy is just stacking garbage at tight end. Brenton Strange, Dalton Schultz, AJ Barner, and Kate Otten. That is the most garbage best ball room I've ever seen, but it's going to work out for him. Oh, that's the beauty of best ball, man. You can wait to the 12th round and actually have essentially one of the best tight end rooms in the league because he has 4 of them. If they all, if their weeks line up, right? There goes Michael Penis. Yeah, I think the way to phrase it is what you said. It's a cult classic is a movie that flopped initially and grew in popularity. That's about right. Napoleon Dynamite is definitely a cult classic. That's like the definition of a cult classic. Well, that hit pretty early on, but it wasn't a box office success at all. So we're going to go ahead and take Aaron Rodgers. We're going to take Freiermuth, and we're going to take Aaron Rodgers. Get that little stacky going. Oh, man, this team. Holy fuck. Well, I'm going to have 4 awesome receivers every week. I'm going to my flex and receivers are going to be great. And then there's this. Tight ends are fine. So I need 2 more running backs to top this bitch off the last 2 rounds. Mouth has... He's probably done it running back. He has 6. He needs another tight end and another quarterback. He's gonna take Ty Simpson. Guarantee he takes Ty Simpson. So we're gonna go ahead and take some stashes here. Najee isn't signed yet. We're gonna take Ollie Gordon, Caleb Johnson. We're just gonna stash some dudes and some guys. Chris Brooks is the number 2 there. I have not seen What Hot American Summer. Not seen it. Heard good things. I'm going to go pop him all the way up. Ollie Gordon, you're going all the way up to the fucking starting row there. Caleb Johnson, you're going to go up there. Just going to take fucking shots on dudes, which I like to do. Only 4 people in here. Very quiet. All quiet in the Western Front. That's not exactly a cult classic, but it's the name of this stream right now. It's very quiet. Very quiet. We got some OGs in here, though, which I am very happy for. As always, you guys are the shit. Is Blake even in here? Jason, we miss you, man. I keep on asking you, how's your golf game? Can you hear me? How many rounds have you played since January 1st? Counting scrambles. I got to hear how many rounds you've played. He says, miss you guys. Can I get a brick flare? Woo! I don't know if you're talking about for me or Blake, but Blake, you got to give a woo too in the chat. Try not to wake up my wife either. She says she'll go to the bathroom sometimes in the middle of the night when I'm on like the 3 or 4 hour streams, and she always catches me in like catches like the dumbest part of the show where I'm talking about premature ejaculation or some shit. And I'm like, honey, that's actually all I talk about in the show. It's not even a football show. I'm just talking about dicks the whole time. And she's like, I believe you. So, all right, 5, 10, that is 25. We are 5 short of one more draft, gentlemen. 5 short. We're going to go through after this and grade the teams here. And then I will hop in one more after this. Let's go to the board. Sorry, I'm slacking here. Isle Manor 211. Very nice. Oh, we got the answer. Jason's in here. I got the answer for you, man. Dakota. You ready? I think this is probably most people's answer.
When we get back to the world, you gotta put together that 3-piece combo band we talked about. Me on stand-up bass, Johnny on the drums, and me tickling the ivories.
Tropic Thunder might be that answer because people love Tropic Thunder, and believe it or not, it was a pretty, I think it lost money in the box office, which for me constitutes a, someone took Caleb. I knew he'd take Ty Simpson. We're going to take Ollie Gordon, and we're going to take Claiborne, the Rook. Well, I got a lot of the running backs, but that's all I got to say is, If you just grade my team without looking at the running backs, it's an A+, man. A fucking plus. But running backs are an F, so A+ everywhere else. Running backs F. That's a C. If my math checks out. Do you like Tropic Thunder, Dakota? All right, is that we got to go through the rest of the round here and take a little gander. But we can check once it's over. So LaQuint Allen, let's see. Chris Brazel. Oh, you took a Tennessee receiver. Can't do that. It's going to be wild to grade these teams. Dakota, I need your input on this one. If Dean, you're still in here, Jason, whoever, because I don't want to grade my team because I told you I think it's a C, but maybe you guys will like it more. A lot of running backs, I guess. Joe Mixon was just taken. Joe Mixon, who's not playing football this year, but maybe you can do worse in the 20th round. He can't get you negative points if he doesn't play. That's one cool. Oh, we did it on the movie pod. I think you were watching. So people love it. People definitely love it. It's funny. I mean, it's such a good parody of let's see. This is a little board, Dakota. This is a little board. I have about 6 left I can do. I want to hop over to some DraftKings, though, at some point. Maybe I'll do DraftKings tomorrow. I did one before this because it started right when I was about to start the stream, and I didn't want to come in mid-draft. I love the value on DraftKings, man. It is money in the bank. Mouth is back in the chats, and we're going to get to the draft recap here, guys. So our projections are terrible, which is awesome because Underdog has the worst projections. Let's go to Mouth's team first and kind of grade this together. Nice pick. I knew you were going to take Ty Simpson. Stafford, Love, Ty Simpson. James Cook, A-Chain, Swift, Warren, Woody Marks, Alvin Kamara. It's a solid room. Pretty balanced room there, especially if Alvin comes back. Tat, Zay Flowers, Rome, Casey Concepcion, Josh Downs, Tyreek, Mitchell, Trey Tucker, Chris Brazel, Tucker Kraft, and Eli Stowers. So going with 2 tight ends is a little ballsy considering Tucker Kraft might not be ready to start the year. And Stowers, we don't know the landing spot, and he's a rookie. So that is an issue at tight ends. Receivers are not great, but you have 9 of them. So I like that. Tyreek Hill, some nice upside. Josh Downs and Tyreek Hill, nice pairing there with some safety and some risk. Adonai Mitchell, you know my love for him. Trey Tucker, Chris Brazel, I guess, as a dart throw. And then the running backs are solid. Two studs. Swift is an awesome 3. Warren's a good 4. Woody's going to get a lot of work. Alvin Kamara. And then the quarterback room is really good. So what's the grade? We're going to go A through F here. What do you guys think? I want to give this a solid B. Does he have stacks? If he has stacks. So Matt Stafford, unstacked. Jordan Love and Tucker Kraft. There's a stack there. Dean doesn't like Zay Flowers. Dude, Zay Flowers is a dog, bro. He had a hell of a year last year. Zay Flowers, let's see. Last year, 86 catches, 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. He just doesn't score touchdowns, but that could change. Now that Isaiah Likely's out of town. He's disappointed based on ADP. He always finishes, he's like DK Metcalf. He always finishes at like wide receiver 20. The no stacking thing, like really light on the stacks. Ty Simpson, we'll assume he goes to the Jets. So you'll have him and Adonai Mitchell. but that's still to be determined. I'm going to go solid B. It's a good team, though. I mean, there's really no weakness. The only big weakness I see is tight end with Stowers and injured Tucker Kraft. That's my only worry. Dude, I like Zay Flowers. I don't like what at pick fucking 38. Again, what I like about him is he has spike weeks. He can take any play to the house, and those long touchdowns are really valuable. He's got a nice little floor on him too. So I'll give it a B. Dakota says B minus. Mouth, what are you going to grade this team for yourself? I'm going to go over to my squad, and you're going to all just. This is probably one of my least favorite ones I've done the stream. Maybe the running back room can work, but it's rough. He thinks Stowers goes to Green Bay. Well, that wouldn't be good for you because you'd have two tight ends on the same team with a bye, and they'd eat into each other. Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Aaron Rodgers. I have Trevor Lawrence stacked with Brian Thomas. I have nothing with CJ Stroud, but I do have Aaron Rodgers and Pat Freiermuth. So not a very stacking team. C+ for Mouth. I gave him a B. So there's my quarterback room. The running back room is disgusting, but the wide receivers are dope. We'll get to those in a second. Hampton, Price, Mason, Tracy, Brooks, Ollie Gordon, Damon Claiborne. If Devin Achane gets traded, then this team will be looking really good because Ollie Gordon will be the starter. This running back room is an F, though. But the wide receivers are killer. So Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Brian Thomas, Marvin Harrison, Ricky Pearsall, and Calvin Ridley. And then Mark Andrews, Mason Taylor, Pat Freiermuth. So I'm going to give this team a C, even though if the running backs somehow work, if there's some injuries or some movement, if Jarian Price goes to a good location, if they don't draft anyone in Carolina, Brooks is the number 2. There's a lot of ifs. If Damon Claiborne, there's a lot of ifs here. That's why I have 7 of them. But I don't like having wide receivers in my flex necessarily because it's half PPR, so I kind of failed there. The wide receivers are balling. They are balling, but average quarterbacks, average tight ends, elite wide receivers, and dog shit running backs. That's why I'm giving it a C or a C-. I will say there's a lot of upside on this team, but other than that, like I fucked up. I'll say that. Well, I don't know why they would do that, Mouth. Mouth says Price is going to AZ in round 2. Then they would have 5 running backs. They would have to cut James Conner then, right? Like, or trade Trey Benson for a 5th rounder. Like, they brought in Algier. I wouldn't like that for Price, just in many reasons. That team's dog shit. I know you mentioned Detroit, Mouth, as a location for Price. Now, I would kind of like that just because I'm confident that Price could beat out Isaiah Pacheco as a 2. Or they'd split work. I don't know. He could go to a team like the Titans, right? If the Titans don't take Jeremiah Love, they could take Price there in the 2nd round, and that would be a good spot. There's some spots for him to go. But as my number 2, again, I picked him 108, so I waited so long. Hence, my wide receiver room is just silky smooth. But unfortunately, I need one running back besides Hampton. If Hampton goes down, that's fucking terrible. Yeah, quarterback room is not great, and neither is the tight end room. I don't know what I did here. This was not my finest hour. I did like my DraftKings team I just drafted. I can pop over there, and we can look at the DraftKings lobby team I just drafted. Let's check this out. Let's see. Recent. No, how do I get to my best ball? There. Here's the underdog one, or the one I just drafted. I think I like this team more. This is full PPR. I think the Giants could take Price if they don't get Love in round 1 themselves. I don't think Styles goes to Tennessee. Man, the Giants have Tracy, though. They like Tracy. They have Tracy. They have Scatterbo. So this is the DraftKings one. This is full PPR with bonuses. So stacking is important. Dak, A-Chain, Walker, Garrett Wilson, Tet, Roma Dunze, Kelsey, Pierce, Metcalf on the bench, Gainwell, Mahomes, then Krotsky, Tracy, Brooks, Mason Taylor, Calvin Ridley, Tolbert, Ty Simpson's my 3rd string quarterback. Holmes is my 2nd quarterback. I like this team quite a bit. Is there a way I can go to the board here? Let's see. There it is. I can go to the board here. See, I like the way this is set up on the board. So I took 2 early running backs, a lot of receivers, Gainwell, Look at that value on Mahomes, man. I think I have ties. I mean, I think the Jets is the most logical spot because they're just going to tank the season. You play Geno for 7 weeks. You go 1-6 or 0-7. Then you play Ty Simpson. They have weapons there too for Ty Simpson. I mean, I love Mason Taylor. Adonai Mitchell is a good number 2, could be a good number 2, and Garrett Wilson's a stud. So that's a spot for him, and they have 2 first-rounders. So I am not a Ty Simpson fan, but I see the appeal, especially in a really weak quarterback draft. But you know, it feels to me a lot like the Kenny Pickett situation, right? When weak quarterback draft, and get a guy in the early 20s, like that guy never pans out. Will Levis, Malik Willis were some of those guys, and you could say it panned out for Malik Willis. He got paid, but like, has it? So I really don't know. Okay, so Miles going to be back in a second. I think I might just call it, and we can resume this tomorrow night with some DraftKings, which was supposed to be DraftKings, but I couldn't get into a lobby. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central. And then Thursday, guys, we have Mike Storey, who's been in Dallas, maybe getting some action at those strip clubs because there's fucking strip clubs everywhere down there. He's in there for business. So what do you do when you're in business? You have a little fun. He's on Thursday. You got Tom, who's been out for a couple weeks, one of the newer co-hosts, Tom. We're going to be talking about would you rather for fantasy players and situations. I'm going to play a clip here, give you guys a second, get a couple more questions in, and then we will see you guys tomorrow night.
Jay Quellen. No Jay Quellen here?
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Okay, so that's how it's going to be. Balake. Where is Balake at? Yes, sir.
My name's Blake.
Are you out of your goddamn mind? Do you want to go to war, Balake?
No.
D Nice. Is there a D Nice?
Do you mean Denise?
Son of a bitch. Ron. Where are you? Where is Ron right now?
Here.
I said it like 4 times, so why didn't you say it the first time I said Ron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a bitch!
All right, gentlemen. Tomorrow night, same time. It'll be actually 10 p.m. tomorrow night, and I'll do a couple of these fuckers tomorrow night. I can't do too many best balls at this point just because I can't. I have $1,000 budget on my best balls. Again, rule of thumb, gentlemen: 5 times the amount on best balls that you have in redraft. Sorry, 5 times as much as on redraft as you have in best balls. If you put $1,000 in best ball, you better have $5,000 in redraft because you're not going to make money that way. It's nice for upside, it's nice for practice, but we don't want to have a 1-to-1 ratio from best ball to redraft. That's not good business. So we're going to do that. Jets are probably getting BTJ for a second rounder. Man, Brian Thomas, Adonai Mitchell, that's fucking what's up. And Garrett Wilson and Mason Taylor, that's a good room. And that would be really good for your boy Ty Simpson. Watson turned 31 at the start of the season, playing for a 3rd contract. Call me dumb, but I think he has a season. He's got to win the job first, and we got to see how healthy he is. But Will Levis going to the Jets. Why wouldn't the Jets just bring in Anthony Richardson? Like, if you want to lose, like, play Anthony Richardson. I know that would suck for the pass catchers fantasy stock, but like, give me Anthony Richardson because that makes the most sense. That really makes the most sense. Will Levis is fine too. They can't bring back Zach Wilson, obviously. I think Zach Wilson deserves a job some more too. Not as a starter, but just as get him with a good offensive mind, and good things could happen. So I think all of these guys that are still young that were drafted high, not Kenny Pickett, anyone but Kenny Pickett, has a shot to be a reclamation project. And I'm not just saying this because we've seen this recently. I've always been a big fan of that in the NBA as well. Some of these guys that flame out and were lottery picks, right? Like when they're 24 years old, it's like, yeah, maybe they can't play, but they can also be a nice rotational piece. Maybe Zach Wilson won't be a franchise quarterback, but maybe he could be a really, really good backup with some upside, something like that. Whoa. Kenny Pickett is better than Levis. In the chat, who would you want not as a backup? We're talking about as a reclamation project, as a guy you want to sit and marinate for a year. Who has more upside, more ability to become an actual difference maker in the future? Will Levis or Kenny Pickett? Kenny Pickett is clearly just proven he's just a guy. I have never seen his hands are tiny. He's got a weak arm. He's short in general. I don't like his decision making. He doesn't see the field well. Like, I just don't see what Kenny Pickett does well. Will Levis is a monster. He's athletic. He's got a strong arm. He's a knucklehead. He has really bad decision making, very bad accuracy, bad fundamentals. But I feel like those are things you can work on. Like, what are you going to work on with Kenny Pickett? You're going to get his hands bigger? You're going to get Uncle Jack hands from Sonny? From Sonny? I don't know. I think Will Levis is definitely worth. Like, Kenny Pickett is Kenny Pickett at this point. He's going to be a bad backup, and Will Levis is also a bad backup. But I can see some upside with Kenny Pickett. Call me crazy, but I really do. I just think I was more impressed. I know this is take it like with a grain of salt. I was much more impressed with Will Levis's tenure in Tennessee than I was with Malik Willis. Yeah, he's bad at picking women. But you agree with this, Dakota, that Will Levis was more impressive in Tennessee with the same, terrible roster and coaching staff than Malik Willis was. So that's my thing. It's like that we saw Malik Willis get a giant contract now because of Matt LaFleur and being in that infrastructure there in Green Bay. And Will Levis has had, Callahan is awful, dude. And the offensive line he had there was awful. And the playmakers he had was awful. And he just wasn't ready. So all those things, man, I still have hope for Will Levis. I really do. All right. Let's see. We're going to go to my exposure real quick before I get off. Take a little gander at that and see my most drafted players. Mason Taylor, no surprise, up to 50%. We got Cam Ward, the highest quarterback, Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy. This is pretty spread out. Kyler Murray, those were out early before he went too high. Pretty balanced. I don't really have any favorites at quarterback besides Cam Ward. Somehow Ray Davis is my highest exposure. But David Montgomery, I feel like is a good value. Judkins, Gainwell. Ollie Gordon, I've been taking late. Bashaw Tootin were all three before ETN was moved, or before he was signed to the Saints. So I got really good value on Tootin. I'm not drafting him where he's going now. Just a lot of dudes, a lot of names. For only having 15 drafts, this is a lot of names. Go to wide receiver. Trey Harris. I'm a Trey Harris bro, apparently. Dakota says Pickett signing with Carolina. That wouldn't be bad. I wish they would bring in more upside behind the jockey there, Bryce Young. Trey Harris, Garrett Wilson. I didn't realize I was that high on Garrett Wilson. Ted McMillan, Keyshawn Boutte, I love. DK. I can't quit DK, guys. Marvin Harrison, Ricky P. Pretty balanced. Still a lot of names here. Just taking guys at value or after value. Mason Taylor, my dude. Mark Andrews, Sam Laporta. Those are probably my three. They will continue to be my three highest drafted tight ends, especially Mason Taylor. And I love Sam Laporta. I need more Sam Laporta in my life. Freiermuth, I do like that spot there that Jonnu Smith's gone, and Darnell Washington is a fucking blocker. Tungus in some of those builds, I needed early tight ends. Ferguson, some upside. George Kittle in a couple leagues. So there's the exposure early on. That's out of 14 drafts I've done. Spreading the wealth, man. I get usually my highest owned players are always low draft capital guys. I take value early on, and then there's guys I think Calvin Ridley's gonna be that guy that he restructured his contract. If they go, which I expect them to go, Love in the first round, like they're not gonna be able to get another blue chip wide receiver in there. And Calvin Ridley's a veteran. Like, pick 180, bro. Like, give me Calvin Ridley all day. Kenny Pickett is a Super Bowl champ, man. He is. All right. I'm out of here. Super light night. There's only 5 people in here. We will be on tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central. Great draft, Mouth. We had about the same grade. I like your team more than mine, unfortunately, but we'll get there. That was that's a cautionary tale of don't wait too long at a position, especially running back, because you're going to have a running back room like I had, which was not great. So tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central. Again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're going to be on the rest of the week with some awesome guests too. So appreciate all you guys. Love your life. Stay positive and respect each other. We will see you tomorrow night. Where's the ending clip at? I need the ending clip. Why can't I find it? I'm sloppy. There it is.
You just seem like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer, that's all. I'm glad you called.
We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right, if he